Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, hello, my name is Parker. Hope everyone is doing well here today. This is a pretty big video. This is coming from the official Call of Duty Warzone mobile YouTube channel here. And I guess it's just kind of an update on everything that's going on here with the game and all that other types of stuff. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Hello, thanks for joining us for this update on Warzone Mobile Limited Release. So first, on behalf of the whole Warzone Mobile team, just want to express our deepest thanks to the whole community for your support, for being there with us from the beginning of development all the way through our private alpha.
I should also mention that this is my first time going and listening to this.
And now to our limited release. Now, the reason we want to give this update today is to just talk a little bit about why we do the limited release the way we do it. Let me explain. I think the easiest way to think about it is it's all about agility. So when we're in development, before we release, we are just jamming.
Guys, I'm trying to go and, like, what does the background stuff go and say here, too, by the way? I'm trying to go and see if there's, like, any hidden Easter eggs in the background, but okay, I'll continue.
Stuff in the game super fast. Like, it's high speed, fine-tuning things, just doing a lot really fast. And so we want to try and find the right balance between that high-speed development and a much slower, more methodical-paced live service. So limited release is really the answer to that. And our approach to it is to gradually scale up the size of our audience, gradually getting better at taking the feedback that's coming in live, balancing that with bug fixes and performance improvements. All these other things are happening at the same time. And then our roadmap of future features that we're also working on, we're trying to find a balance of all those things together so that the game is still moving forward. And it's also
like, bro, okay, so he's just explaining the whole limited release. I'll let this play out.
More ready for that global release. Because once we're at the global release, we need to be experts at that pace, at that process of running the live game, balancing all those things the right way. And we get there by gradually building up our size of audience. So we started in Australia. It's been amazing. We've gotten incredible feedback. It's been able to make the game better.
Yes.
The next couple of countries that we're going to roll into are likely going to be in Europe and in South America. And what that will do is allow us to significantly increase the size of our audience, but still remain relatively manageable because we're not going to go into the biggest countries. We're going to try and manage that size, see how we respond now that there's new tastes, new preferences, new player types. And then when we roll beyond...
Dude, that's exciting. Okay, so Europe and South America, that's going to be the next regions in which the Warzone mobile here is going to be available. And probably at that point, a player like myself, even though I am in North America here, I'm probably going to be able to connect to like a VPN, probably even somewhere in South America. And I will probably get the opportunity to go and play without it going and being like 200 MS here, like if I wanted to go and play on the Australia servers, right?
That into our next set of countries, we're going to be looking for places in other parts of the world probably, but they will never be the biggest countries because we want to save that scale until we feel like everything is working and validated the way we want it to be live, and we're ready to hit that go button globally. And when we're ready for that, you'll hear from us. So we've not announced a global release date yet. So if you've heard any rumors online, and there are some, don't believe anything you hear on the internet unless it comes from us. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, so they're saying no official release date here yet. I know that there's been the whole thing of people going and saying May 15th. Dude, that's like two months here from now, right? I don't see this game going and releasing in 2 months. I'm being brutally honest here with you guys. And it's not like I know some type of secret insider information and all here too. I just personally don't see it going and releasing.
More likely what we'll be talking about soon is rolling into some new countries. Hopefully announcing that 35 million pre-registration milestone. But we're not there yet. We haven't announced anything there. We're still, charging forward and continuing to improve the game, stabilize the game, make it everything that you deserve and that all of our players around the world deserve so we can get to global release. So it's a little bit about sort of the why we do our limited release the way we do it. I think we will also not always roll out to other countries, let's say, on both platforms at the same time. We may stagger that work. So iOS and Android might enter a country at a different time. And that's because the volume of work to do on the different platforms isn't the same. On Android, you just have a lot more devices to support, so much more like a PC ecosystem.
This is very technical here, right?
Out in some regions at a different time than others. But once we go to a global release, everything will be at parity. We'll be supporting our min spec. We'll be supporting all of our devices at the performance we expect, and there will be a level playing field across all the devices. Speaking of level playing field, it's also worth pointing out that there's no major advantage to players who are in a limited release versus players that aren't. As far as like the fairness and balance of the game, there's no systems or tuning or anything in the game that will carry forward that would imbalance the player base. Everyone will be at an equal footing. Now, what have we been doing during this time?
Right, that makes sense.
What's the limited release bought us? Well,
all right.
For one thing, we've been improving stability a lot. There's still work to do there, for sure. We've been able to put a lot of effort into gameplay improvements, and a lot of that's based on your feedback and the folks who've been playing. And we've heard things like, we've been tuning even the animation system, which is shared from Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0. I mean, that's a pretty sophisticated system that's working on mobile, and we need to make sure that feels as good on mobile as it does on other platforms. We feel really good about that now. The players have told us about the enemy detection need improvement, and that's
guys, once again, I really do not see this game going and dropping in the next 2 months here, man. That's really what this whole interview is going and sounding like here, that they still have a lot of work to have done inside of the whole game here, but I don't know. Guys, I would love to, because my personal assumption is that it has to be pushed towards later on this year, maybe October, November, December of this year. I don't know, man.
It's an area we put a lot of focus to. So just as examples of tons of gameplay improvements throughout the limited release so far. Visual polish is another big part of it. So, improved textures throughout Verdansk, better lighting throughout Verdansk. Just lots of polish all over the place. You see the UI continue to get polished. Adding Gunsmith was massive, so we added the ability to customize your weapons, change the attachments, all that stuff, save those weapons off. So that's a big part of the Call of Duty.
I think they just went and added that in the update that went live, I think, yesterday for this game.
Warzone experience, and it's something we're continuing to refine now based on your feedback. There's a couple areas that are
and also he talked about all the visual changes going on here too. Even though that update that went live yesterday, once again, the map visually, it doesn't really look that bad if I'm being honest, but it still seems like that's a thing that they want to actively go and improve here with the game.
Tried and true improvement areas for limited releases on any game, so load times being one of them, the tutorials and onboarding. So we want to make it really easy for you to invite your friends, whoever they are, whatever their background in this genre, and get up to speed quickly and just be able to play with you and have a good time together. Now, as we look ahead, and we don't often talk about what's coming ahead, right? Because we change our minds. We have plans, and sometimes we get feedback from you, or sometimes we learn something by watching the data, or we learn something about how much easier or harder it was to get something to work the way we wanted to, and we change the order of which we do things. And so that means we might tell you about something, and then it actually doesn't come out till way later, and something else comes out beforehand. This is all for what we believe are good reasons, but it complicates announcing.
Man, dude, this sounds like so much uncertainty here with Warzone Mobile. It seems like they have a lot left to go and do here with the game. Am I crazy, or is that what it's sounding like here, man? There's no way this game is dropping in 2 months for the global release. There's no way
ahead of time. But we are planning on doing obviously more devices, supporting more devices, supporting our min spec, improving
which
thermals,
is good,
improving stability, improving performance in general. There's a lot of things we're doing to improve gameplay as well, adding new modes, adding new challenges, continue to improve load times, of course, and continue to improve the flow and the UX of the game so that things just kind of flow together nicely. We have a roadmap of exciting new features to come that we're not going to talk about quite yet, but we have the things that we plan to do, the things that you're telling us about, and the things we're learning through other means, and we're always kind of like trying to balance those things, and that work continues. We're going to continue to give you updates on how things are going.
Also, I'm assuming the QR code is just for pre-registering here, by the way.
Forward to hopefully announcing some more countries rolling out soon. And yeah, just from everyone on the team, we're just really appreciative of your support along the way. Hope this was useful and just understanding how we're thinking about limited release. And, we look forward to talking to you again in the future, and more importantly, playing with you when the global release. So thanks again.
Man.
And we'll see you in Warzone Mobile.
Okay, so dude, I agree. So what, some of the big takeaways here? First off, the biggest thing here for me is that, yeah, like a lot of people are expecting, oh yeah, global release is going to be happening like May 15th. I don't see that happening whatsoever. You guys can let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking, but I think that there is absolutely no shot, at least for how Chris Plummer went and talked about this. He made it seem like, dude, there is absolutely no way that this is going to be globally releasing anytime soon. But then what? Then the second takeaway, new regions, it's going to be Europe and then South America. So hopefully with these new regions going and dropping in the game, someone like myself will actually be able to go and play the game, even though I'm North America, hop on a VPN, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But yeah, man, guys, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. It does seem really promising here, though, that they're not going to go and be pushing out this game in a unfinished format. That's the biggest thing here for me, is that it seems like they are really taking their time to go and make this game be the best possible version that it could go and possibly be. And it doesn't seem like they are in any type of rush to go and hit that May 15th release date here. So guys, that's it here for me. My name is Parker. Hopefully you guys will have an awesome rest of your day here today, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.